I've really enjoyed getting to learn about CeramArt and using it. My favorite is the illusion shades. These shades are a little more mild, they're soft shades, and there's such a wide variety of them for particularly incisal edges, and I just love them a lot. They float on really well, so you place the magic glaze on first, and they float really well. What that means is a liquid ceramic is where you place the glaze, and then you can layer on the various colors, and they'll stay independent, or you can mix them on your ceramic. The other shades that we have are shade assortments, which are the historical stains. These are very similar to Ivoclar stains and the essence colors, and those are for accents. I do use them, however, my favorite is definitely the illusion colors. There's a really nice system for pink addition, particularly for hybrids or anything like that. And I'm still getting acquainted with those, but those are really nice. So this is a complete system that works really well. I really like hanging out up here at my studio because this is my little place that I get a lot done, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm here at my lab bench, and this is where I really like spending time, particularly with the CeramArt. I've been working with a lot of different methods of using it, particularly on the incisal edge. There are so many options that we have, and as I'm working with them, I'm coming up with a good workflow and color combination that really works really well. This video is about a workflow that uses low value combos to bring down the incisal edge, and this is on an LT e.max restoration, and it's amazing how nice the CeramArt makes it look. So the workflow is this: we bring down the incisal edge, create a low value foundation, then place low value characterization to create a division and get that nice striation look on the incisal edge. And then we're going to characterize it with some high values. So what we do is we contrast the low value with the high value. What I've seen in my training exercises, there's a tendency to go a little too much saturation because that's what you see. One thing that you'll see is I put my hand behind the restoration to really evaluate it. Once you get the low value on, it's going to be fairly subtle. When we start adding the high value, that's when it all comes together. We have to be patient with the process, and it works out really well. For the cervical side, we're going to use yellow pink. I really like this as a subtle tint. With most of my ceramics, I don't use a lot of coloration in the cervical side unless I need to tone it to the teeth next door, and if I'm using a more opaque ceramic or zirconia. That's where this works really well. But I'm sticking just with the illusion colors, except I do mix in the S2 stain. That will bring the value down, and I'll walk you through that in this video. Take a look and compare. The restoration on the left side has been completed with CeramArt. This is LT. Now we're ready to address the tooth on the right. This video will demonstrate the CeramArt technique to accomplish what we did on the left tooth, but we're going to do it on the right tooth now. What I have found with CeramArt is the magic glaze is magic. When I place it, I use a subtle dabbing technique to get a one-firing application, which works extremely well with this product. I want to be selective on how I place it, and you will see that once it fires, it will self-level. The only area we're going to thin it is on the incisal edge, where we plan to do some color modification. Our first application here is a lower value foundation. I like the stain S2 with the illusion opal sky blue. That's mixed together, and this provides a lowering of the value, which is very subtle. And in this video at this point in time, you don't really see that yet, but we're laying that down because we want to get this natural gradation of translucency illusion in the incisal edge. With the hand, you can actually see more of the natural effect of your colors. That flesh color behind really looks good. Now, I like the endodontic file 15, and this is where we're using the illusion fog absorber. This will accent more translucency and will start building the definition between the lobes on a central. There's 3, and between the lobes, you'll see more translucency. And the fog illusion absorber is ideal for this. Continue around the line angles to build in the definition you want for the case. I do like the Illusion Light Violet. What this does is right incisal between those lobes, it will slightly amplify the translucency illusion. And you can tell I really like my endodontic file. A small brush also works really well. I've just been using the file for years. Once we've completed our low value application, we're ready for higher value. Illusion Halo Ivory. Just along that incisal edge, we're going to bead it, and it will start creating that contrast. This is an exciting time. This is when the restoration starts to come alive. I'll use both the brush and my good trusty endodontic file to move that higher value around, creating some enamel effects there on the incisal edge. How we create these enamel effects is relative to your demands for the case. But what you're observing here is the floating effect of how we're using a liquid ceramic to layer colors on top of each other. The value of that, it starts to provide a depth effect, just similar to what we'd see with a historical layering ceramic edge. And this is what's fun about this technique. I do like the enamel pearl. It's higher value, it's closer to white. Be very careful with it. Since it's quite opaque, it really pops the contrast, particularly as we become creative on that incisal edge. So we're building that and layering that on top of the ivory halo and creating that nice subtle enamel effect. And as we're observing, these colors float extremely well. Once we apply effect, we can neutralize it, we can move it, we can change the shape of whatever we're emphasizing, and then take a brush and neutralize where we need to. With an LT e.max ceramic or zirconia, I do see more need to tone down the cervical side since we don't get color depth perception of shine through. This is where I like the yellow pink. This is the illusion color. It's more of a tint. And with subtle stroking, floating that color from the cervical into the mid body, you'll see how well it dissipates. As you apply the color, you float it over the magic glaze. It dissipates and neutralizes and avoids blotching. That's a really nice feature about the illusion shades. See the natural effect? How quickly we were able to color the cervical one half. As we observe the incisal edge, now's the time to selectively float and reshape any contrast colors or low value and refine what we see. It's a color palette. It's just like a canvas. And that's what's nice about this system. There's our final restoration. You can see the natural effect of the incisal edge, the natural gradation of the cervical color, and look at the micro texturing. Now, I will decreased the luster with a diamond paste, but it's really accomplished a nice result with one firing. Wasn't that a lot of fun? I really enjoy what we have today with these self-leveling glazes, then adding on the liquid ceramic, meaning that we're layering it on top of each other, and then we can slightly move and float the colors around until we get that effect we want. One thing that you'll find with CeramArt is what you see in the wet form is what you'll see once it fires. Now, what you saw in this case is there's great anatomy there. That micro surface texture does not evaporate with the glaze. What I do find is that the glaze is a little high in luster. In most cases in the mouth, that's not going to make a difference. And over time, it eventually gets that wear and tear of the mouth and it pretty much blends in really well. However, to be a purist and work with this luster, I like to tone it down either with some twist wheels. I use the Meisinger twist polishers and they work really well. They're on the JK03 kit there at Meisinger. That's my lab kit. I think I've used it over a decade now, but you can tone down the luster with that, or you can use dye shine. I like the dye shine coarse and medium. That is a great quality diamond paste, and that's what we do to tone it down. That's in another video, but I just thought I'd mention it in case you were wondering. If you have any comments or questions, list those below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Until the next video, you folks take care of yourself. Bye now. Come on, guys. Come here. Come here, Jordan. You guys are so good doggies. These are our dogs, Jordan, and this is Xena. They're our shepherds, and they love each other, and they love us. We're a dog family. We love our animals. And one thing I like about being up here at the studio, hey, you're being expressive. One thing I like about the studio is for them to come out and hang out while I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna just say a few words and then I'll take you back. I bet you guys are getting hungry, aren't you? Are you hungry? It's almost their feeding time. This morning.